I forgot to eat. I decided it was more important to go work out than to,
you worked out. Good for you. More than
I ran
I did.
2 miles. 2 miles, but it was 2 miles on the treadmill. So that's like 1.75 miles then.
I gotta put what's a good troll tagline? What would be a good trolling post about what we're discussing right now?
Oh geez, I don't even know. That's a good question.
Boy, I love watching Brock's video today. That was a great video, man. I laughed so daggone hard. Oh my God, I laughed so hard, bro. His production is crazy. His edits are smooth.
My mother-in-law was here today, and I watched it with her. You know that part?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I watched her reaction. She didn't let me film it. I wanted to film her reaction to it so I can put it in my next video, but she said no. She was good with it though.
When you did the whole subtraction thing, and he's like, look, I sold the Transformer. That put me at 70. I was like, yeah, get it, Brock. Get it, Brock. And whatever I don't use this month, it's going to roll over into next month. I was like, oh, man, I knew he was going to do it. I knew he's the hero. He has to win. He has to win.
Hey, George, I was asking Matt what would be a good troll line to put underneath my title here for what we're discussing today. So I'm going YouTube is my life.
It's either that or Brockonomics. Brockonomics 101.
Oh, Brockonomics.
Oh, Brockonomics is nice. That's kind of like plugging in your channel too. Your newest video.
All right, so we got a couple of, we got Rubes on, we got Ricardo, and the Vallejo brothers. What up? One of those viewers, so it's showing 5 viewers. One of those must be me.
Whoa.
Oh, that's right. I should probably open up.
We are live, yeah, sorry. We're live.
Oh, we're live?
I'm just waiting for a couple of folks to...
And I'm talking about how I should troll this?
Yes.
I love you guys. Just kidding.
Hey, my most successful stream was earlier today, and I got trolled like crazy. Well, for my own channel, it was crazy for me to have one person being a knucklehead. And I never did go looking.
I thought they had either followed... I thought they had followed Doodog or me in here, talking about all the Jesus stuff that the guy was spouting.
Well, it definitely wasn't me, because try as I might, I never get trolls.
I really do feel
that
guy only popped in because he's seen Doodog in the chat room. Now, Doodog bears the cross of Jesus by him being a pastor, and those type of radical Bible haters always seem to attack them, attack Doodog. So
pretty hardcore.
You know, I mean, it's just one of those things. They just want a reaction, man.
Yeah,
you give them a reaction and you make their day. He didn't, so he did good.
Yeah, he's a cool guy. I like his channel. I've been watching Doodog's channel for a really long time. So plug for Doodog. Go check out his channel. He's got lots of really cool content. He's always getting really cool figures. Like,
I mean, he does customs too. He gets nice customs too.
Yeah, he gets nice ones, and he does some pretty nice customs too. As does Brock. I've seen, man, some of the videos that you've been doing have been really, really cool. And actually, this is a good segue into the official introduction into what we're doing. Tonight we've got a few viewers, and I don't want to take up too much more of everyone's time, but I figured I would introduce everybody that's on the video tonight. We've got, first up, we've got Brock Rivers, correct? I got that right?
What's up? That's right, playa. That's my internet name.
Your internet name. I know you by Life with Brock. I thought that was your name. You
just gave his secret identity away. What are you doing?
we can talk about it off camera, player.
Leave it to Matt. Hey, I'd like to introduce you to Batman, better known as Bruce Wayne. Like, what? You just gave that dude secret identity away.
Here's also his social security number, home address.
I love it. I love it.
So Brock has to move now. You're gonna have to find a new home because I just doxed you. So I apologize for that. I doxed you by giving your identity away.
Oh, definitely.
Oh.
So, but this is basically this is Brock's banner. Go check out his channel. We'll have a link in the description below. And then we've got the only Sir Plastic Addict. George, you and I have gone back a long ways for YouTube. I mean, both of us, we've been watching each other for quite some time.
Very long, yeah. But I was watching you before I even started a YouTube channel.
I've had a channel for a while.
Yeah.
Not a successful channel for a while, but I've had a channel for a while. So I thought
it's all relative.
Go ahead, George.
It's all relative what you define as success. You made me happy when I watched your video, so it was a success to me.
I just saw Nathan Simmons. We can't trust me with secret identities. That's very, very true. If you do have a secret identity, do not share it with me. It will not. I will give you up in a second, in a heartbeat. If it's between death and me giving up your name, I'll give it up. If it's between me getting a donut and giving up your name, I'll be taking the donut. I will just say that.
How about a subscriber? Will you do it for a subscriber?
For a subscriber, for a watch minute now, yes. If I can get a minute of watch time, I'll give it up. That sounded bad.
Yeah.
So, Brock, if you could for just a little bit, just can you because I've never actually known what it was, what your story is for why you decided to start doing YouTube. What brought you to the tube?
Well, I was very reluctant to do it from the very beginning because I try to be a private person. It's kind of hard to believe now that I'm blasting myself out in the interwebs, which is part of the reason why I use an internet name. But it was I
doxed you.
Yeah, it's all right. It's all good. But my children actually encouraged me to do it. They kept on, they watch YouTube and they said, Daddy, I think, you'd be good at it. And in reality, I take them out on dates. I have 3 daughters, so I try to be active in their life. And one of the things I do, I take them out on dates on my days off. And I just found it easy to start filming. There's Pat Plastic taking a swag of his vape, but I just found it very easy. And because of their encouragement, that's why I did it. And it's a way to document my zaniness with them. I'm not trying to blast them on the YouTube, even though I do feature them a little bit on the channel. But it's mostly, we'll sit here and watch it. Matter of fact, my latest video was a collaboration of, my wife, my girls. They came up with Brockonomics. It wasn't me. And they had a lot to do with behind the scenes. And I do it because I enjoy them. And that was the genesis of why I started a YouTube channel.
So they're the brain power behind the whole channel.
No doubt about it.
You're just a poster boy.
I'm just a figurehead.
You're just the talent. You're just the talent.
You're the talent.
Literally,
they're the directors, the producers. I like that.
Are they feeding you the lines in the headset?
No, they haven't done that. When I have planned stuff, it usually doesn't come out well. The majority of the zaniness that you may see, if you think it's funny or whatever, it's all ad lib. Some of the things I'll, you know, repeat over and over again once it's come out once. But generally, the funnier stuff is all ad lib, kind of like plastic.
Yeah, definitely. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah,
but it always works for Brock, because you know what? Brock don't press cut. I mean, Brock does press cut. I don't. I just go with it, whatever I recorded.
I gotta cut all my videos because I basically have like 1 out of 10 of my jokes is kind of a hit. Otherwise, the other 9 miss. And I tell my wife that all the time. And I use this joke. I've used this joke a million times, but I tell my wife it's 1 out of 10. You just gotta hang on and wait for the next 9 to get through, so you can get to that one good joke.
But there's no tell you one thing, man. Tech, you are funny in real life, like for real, like in a one-on situation in a group setting. Tech is funny as hell. He's funny. It may well over onto YouTube, but trust me, if you hang out with the guy, he's funny.
Wrong.
He's funny in the chat room too.
I
do my best. I do my best to entertain privately.
You know, and that's what makes YouTube fun, because there's so many different personalities. I mean, right here, right now in this chat, we have 3 different personalities. We may be funny in our own way. It may just be the way we end up doing our edits or not doing our edits. It's unique, and I think having different flavors, because not everybody that watches my stuff thinks I'm funny. Some people think I'm annoying, and they move on. And it's very easy to see with my analytics. You know, 70 of the people that are not subscribed to my channel that watch my videos are not. So people have decided to subscribe.
Hey, do y'all understand that we are the butt? Like, look at this demographic right here. Look at these 3 demographics we have right here. The black guy, the white guy, and the Spanish guy. That's how most jokes start.
Pretty much.
That's how it starts right there, buddy.
Oh man, it'd be nice if we could do this from a bar.
Sure would.
Instead I'm at work drinking soda.
I'm bringing the bar to me though.
Nah, well, I've
got the adult only bar.
I've got a big gulp here. So George, could you kind of give us a little you know, glimpse into what drove you to make your channel and get going with YouTube? Mine
came from watching three folks, Cincy, Ryan, and Mike the Hunter. I watched those guys. Before, I used to just search YouTube for collection videos. I wanted to see everybody's collection. And then somehow or another, in a suggested box that YouTube has, you know, I seen, I forget which one I seen first, but it was Cincy happened one day, and then Mike the Hunter happened another day, and then Ryan, the #1 D-bag, happened another day. D-bag Robot Gang. And I started watching their hunts, and I was like, man, I mean, I binged watched all of those guys. Like, I backtracked, and Ryan has a long catalog because he's been on YouTube for about 2 years, 3 years, something like that. So, and I still made it to the bottom. That's how an addictive personality I have, though. Like, once I engulf in something, I take it on. And I did the same thing for Mike. I did the same thing for Cincy's videos. And somehow or another, make a long story short, not somehow or another, but I got in contact with those guys. And I told those guys, man, I appreciate what you're doing. You know what I mean? You provide me with great entertainment. And D-Bag was like, you should make a YouTube channel. I was like, you think so, man? He was like, yeah, because I was just posting my hauls on Instagram, and he would see it, or different Facebook groups, and they were pretty decent sized hauls or whatever like that. So I took D-Bag's advice in making it, and I just made it for those guys to watch me like I watch them, give them some entertainment. But it turned into something bigger than that, and you know, a lot of people say they enjoy it, so I continue on with it.
All right, looks like we lost Brock's video, but that's okay.
Did he fall off the chair?
Oh, there you are. You're back. You're back.
I just turned off the camera momentarily.
So I wanted to just announce
I thought his knee gave out.
Yeah, you better not be standing while you're doing this. I blocked my troll, so sorry, no more trolling in the chat by whatever his face is, but he'll probably be back.
So he was after you. It wasn't Doodog. He had his sights set on you.
Whatever. Yeah. So cool. I have a troll. Hey. We've got a bunch of people on here that I recognize. We got Rube, Bibby, Nathan Simmons. Who else do we have that
I can't
see the Pop Hunter? What's
True
up,
Star
man?
Screamer. Holy cow. Okay, so I've never had more than like 3 or 4 people on a live stream. So this is really cool. If I didn't mention your name, just keep posting and I will make sure that I mention your name. I do want to make sure that I say thank you to Josh Pence for yesterday in his live stream. He asked everybody to come sub to my channel, and I had a huge boost. I've never had more than 20 people subscribe in one day. And yesterday he brought quite a few people to my channel. And I think that's actually a good segue into kind of the topic of why we're here, which is the new YouTube monetization policies that YouTube just pushed out yesterday. I think it was, no, it would have been on the 16th that they pushed it out. Yeah. A lot of folks that have smaller channels probably received a message, be it an email and a message at the top of their dashboard if they're using the desktop version of the dashboard. And it basically said that as of February 20th, you are no longer going to be monetized. And obviously for a lot of us that came as quite the surprise. We didn't have any idea or any clue that that was going to be coming. And I thought I would go through and actually read. So this is the message that I got, and probably everybody else got. We're making changes to the YouTube Partner Program. And as a result, your channel will no longer be eligible for monetization starting February, blah, 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 blah. And you had to click the learn more to get more information. And a lot of people did not click that button that I noticed because they didn't seem to know any of the details of what was actually happening. And the email that you got, some of the verbiage in that was really, really off-putting, to say the least. But and the one part that I thought was the worst was really this section of the email. And if this pops up, hopefully it pops up, and I highlighted it.
Oh, yeah, you did.
And it's like, accordingly, this email serves as 30 days notice that your YouTube Partner Program terms are terminated, which I feel like I just got evicted from my apartment, and my stuff is just going to be on the curb at some point if I don't deal with it pretty quick. And
so people
Matt,
are taking it, though.
Matt, before you continue on that, make sure you click on your picture. So, because when plastic's taking a drag of that vape, we're losing what your screen share.
Oh, yeah. I try and click on it to make sure that I'm that it's not bouncing back and forth when I'm talking. But thank you. Yeah. So a lot of folks are
I mean to blow smoke up your tailpipe. I will
That's
not
all
be
right.
standing for the banana in the tailpipe.
Oh, my ninja just got knocked over. I'm gonna blame you, George, for knocking over my ninja too. So
come on, George.
Go ahead. I'll take one for the team.
You're gonna have to
stop playing with this ninja.
Hey, how many people can say they knocked over a ninja? This guy.
From like 2,000 miles away too. I mean, that's like Jedi ninja powers.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I wish I had
That's
that power.
Supreme Leader Smoke type powers.
Yes.
Matt's already regretting the decision of having us on with him.
No,
Matt, let's get back to your point.
No, because
we are the most guys probably the worst guys that'll get you off topic in a heartbeat.
No, because it's either that or it's me talking. So I think it's best that I have other people talking on my channel, because that's probably the least annoying thing. So what a lot of people don't realize is the original rules for monetizing your channel was, I believe you had to have like 100 subscribers and 10,000 lifetime views. That was essentially the basics of what you needed. And it wasn't that hard to be able to get 100 subscribers. I mean, it is hard, especially in the toy community, to get 100. I'm not minimizing that, because it took me forever to get 100. But it's not insurmountable. But now the new rules, and I'll post this up, the new rules that they put in place are indicating that starting today, new channels that haven't already been approved for monetization will have to have 4,000 hours of watch time within the past 12 months and 1,000 subscribers, and you still have to have the 10,000 lifetime views, which this graphic doesn't show that, but that is another one of the stipulations. So it's basically 3 main thresholds that you have to hit: 4,000 hours. And so when you go into your analytics, it puts it in minutes. So you need to convert that, and I believe it's, what is it, like 240,000 minutes equals 4,000 hours of watch time. And that's, I mean, if you get 4,000 hours in 3 months, I would assume that's still gonna, I mean, you're still gonna qualify, because in the last 12 months, that would be 4,000 hours, 1,000 subscribers, and 10,000 total lifetime views.
Yeah.
So my biggest question with YouTube, and I actually submitted a question to YouTube, is what happens if my channel hits all of those marks and I'm approved for monetization? What happens if my view time drops below 4,000 hours at some point over the lifetime of my channel? That I don't know the answer to. But what I do know is if between now and February 20th, if you aren't meeting those right now, and you don't meet those 3 thresholds, you will be dropped out of monetization for your channel. If you have a balance that you've already built up, and if you're familiar with monetization, you have a threshold of what you have to earn before they will actually cut you a check. And from what I understand, it's $100 for most all channels.
Speak on it.
So if you haven't hit $100 and they demonetize you on February 20th, it indicates that you will still, they will pay you out whatever that balance happens to be.
Right.
And it'll go based off of whatever the same Google Analytics, Google AdSense, however that works. So it's usually like a month after it's been processed, then you'll get paid. So you're not losing the money that you've earned. Go ahead, George.
Also, if, say you don't make the cut, right? Say you don't make the, what they just explained, the 4,000 and the, was it 1,000 views, right? If you don't make that by the deadline, but for some reason your video goes viral, right? Because videos do that on YouTube. They go viral and they get to 10,000 views, right? They will still pay you a little bit for your video going viral, but not as much if you was on full-on monetization, right? It's gonna be not even half, you know, because if you go on full-on monetization and all you can monetize every single one of your videos, you're going to get a more substantial payout than if you wasn't. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? I did read that.
Yeah, and now you're seeing what part of the problem is. It's the way that YouTube came out and communicated these new stipulations, because there's just too many questions that are begged that haven't been answered. And I think that's what the initial pushback is, other than people that are just have entitlement issues, that they deserve whatever this YouTube is taken away from them. That's part of the problem. That's the problem with human beings throughout generations. When I have an issue with my wife, it's typically lack of communication. When I have an issue with my children, lack of communication. It's lack of communication why people are hitting the panic button, and everybody's, oh no, they're taking, like, for example, somebody in the chat here, Jetta Patrol, says he's got 1,400 subs, months, he has 6,000 hours, so he meets that threshold by YouTube standard, and he's still waiting for approval. So it looks like, you know, YouTube is not doing a very good job in communicating, and I think that's the main issue. And maybe they don't even have the infrastructure to handle these new changes that they're implementing.
So
because you have a guy that's.
I was just going to jump in. So and it's the YouTube creator blog, and then that info page, it did indicate at the bottom that new applications for monetization of channels is like several weeks behind. So if you've recently, now Jetta Patrol, I know you had said that it was like 6 weeks ago that you applied, and their note said they're 2 to 3 weeks behind. So my guess is either they haven't updated their note in a while about the reality of where they're at, and they're not, so like you said, Brock, YouTube's terrible at communication, and that's my biggest issue with how they rolled it out, with the verbiage of basically kicking you to the curb, like we haven't been paying our rent or something, and that's why a lot of people should be offended.
The peep game, like it's very good that you brought up that point, that rent point, because if you're delinquent on your rent payment, the landlord usually does give you 1 month to get the hell out. And that's exactly what YouTube did. They gave you 1 month to get your views up, to get your sub count up, and all of that. And a lot of that, like, I'm gonna be honest with you, because it takes more than 1 month, but we do have exceptions on YouTube that's actually gained like 2,000, 3,000 subscribers in 1 month. It's happened. But typically that doesn't happen. You know what I'm saying? That's like, you know what I mean? You coming straight out of high school and going to the NBA. Everybody can't do that. But I think it's very unfair to some of the folks that actually work hard on their channel. Brock, Life with Brock. They work very hard on their channel, and they put in a lot of time and effort and edits and all of that into their channel. And still, after them being on YouTube for, you know, 8, 9 months, they don't have 1,000. So they can't expect for, you know, the smaller channels, quote unquote, smaller channels, to reach 1,000 in all those hours that they're talking about. To me, I think it's not fair. I think it's totally not fair. But at the same time, what YouTube is trying to do, they're trying to weed out all these channels, because let me tell you, it's a lot of cats that got delusion of grandeur and think that you make a butt ton of money on YouTube just for having a YouTube channel. And so everybody and their mama want a YouTube channel. Everybody and their mama want to be a tour hunter. Everybody and their mama want to show you what they're cooking in the kitchen, because they want to be a part of the YouTube phenomenon. This generation is about YouTube. Most of the information is getting processed from YouTube. If you want to find out how you fix your car, you go to YouTube. You want to find out how to put a vape mod together, you go to YouTube. Video is always going to be more powerful than trying to read something, because Americans have gotten lazy and they no longer want to read. They want to see a video of it. That way they can do it, and they can rewind it if they have to and see it again. So what YouTube is doing, go ahead, Brock.
Well, I was just going to jump in there, but let me, something you said just piqued my interest. You think it's unfair, and I don't want to disagree with you straight on out, but I just, let me use Jetta Patrol for example. Let's say he doesn't get monetized by this deadline, and he misses, I don't know, a week, 3 weeks, a month, 3 months. Let's say he doesn't get monetized in 3 months. How much money is he really going to miss out on? Pennies on the dollar. And he's doing good, right? Because he's, what is it, 3 months, and he already has 1,600 subscribers and 6,000 hours. That's doing better than me, and I've been on for 7 months.
It's pretty good.
But in reality, it's pennies, guys. It's pennies on the dollar.
It is.
I know there's the, well, you know, but if they're making the pennies, they deserve to get paid for that, right? Because YouTube's getting paid with their ad revenue. They're making a buttload of money doing that. But in reality, what are we really going to miss out on? Like the people that are freaking out, those that have monetized, that are close, maybe like me. I think I was, last time I looked, I was maybe 150 away from 1,000 subs, and then I think I may have been 1,000 hours away from the 4,000. I think I had almost 3,000 hours. In reality, what am I going to be missing on? $5, $6? I don't know. But it's a small number that we shouldn't freak out on.
Matt can explain it a lot better, because like all right, I'm not monetized, right? I got 2,800 subscribers. I'm not a monetized channel. I give YouTube what I got when I got it, right? And just so happens I've been doing it a little over 15 months, right? But I can't monetize because I feel like I need to put my all into it. If I'm gonna do something, I want to give it my all. I want to upload at least 3 videos a week. That is a good number for me for a monetization. So three videos a week means 6 videos every 2 weeks, and that means 12 videos a month. Now, with me getting let's ballpark it, let's say 2,000 views a video, right? That's good. And then YouTube will compensate, and it will, I'll tell you a ballpark number. It will be over $100. I'll tell you that. And in the toy community, $100, Brock. Now, you know, Brock, $100 is pretty good, right?
$100 would take you a long way, player.
But at the same time, you can get way more over $100 just by the simple fact if you get a lot of views. Now let's use another example. Let's say you had 100,000 subscribers, and every video you did, and you was doing videos every day now, and every video you did, you had 20,000 views on every video you did every day. Now that is a very handsome payout. But now we have to backtrack to what we was actually talking about. If you only have 100 subscribers and every video you're making barely scrapes 300, you ain't making dilly squat.
Yeah, you're right on there, George. And one of the things that a lot of folks don't realize with the monetization piece is that the key to playing the algorithm, I guess, and you know, we're talking a lot about money and we're talking about monetization simply because that's what the topic is, but that doesn't necessarily mean that's what drives why we're doing it.
Exactly.
But the algorithm for how you get paid out is driven very, very heavily off of watch time. And that's because watch time is weighted a lot heavier for because it's showing that to advertisers that you're actually getting interaction with your videos. So you could have 100,000 subscribers, and 3% of your subscribers watch your videos, and they only watch 3% of the total video that you published. And so they could be making pennies, whereas somebody who has content that maybe their videos are only 4 minutes long, but they have, you know, and Nathan Simmons had just noted in there that he's still not at 1,000 subscribers yet, but he's well over the watch time threshold. That and it's to get that watch time is so much more important than subscribers, because it doesn't subscriber doesn't mean that they're watching your content. Just like a store,
exactly.
You could have a brick and mortar store that supposedly has 50,000 people on their email list, but nobody shows up in store and buys the product. They still fail, and that's the big thing.
And that's why I have an issue, and not with the individuals. Okay, so don't get me wrong, because I know people are going to watch this and they're going to say, "Oh, he hates me. Oh, snowflake." But that's why I don't get the whole sub for sub thing, because that doesn't guarantee you that I'm going to preach right now.
Preach, Rob.
The watch minutes. Now I can see now where maybe Nate subs. And maybe he would need to take a look at why his channel's not getting. Because I would think that he's getting at least 100 subs every month, or in the 28-day period, and that's something he'll have to examine to grow that portion, because he definitely has the watch time going on right. He just needs to up his subscription. But that's why I don't get this whole subscriber from subscriber thing. And I'm not attacking anybody individually. Don't get me wrong. Love you. Okay?
You know the toy community is sensitive, Brock. There's some sensitive people out there in the toy community, Brock.
Well, my next video, they're just gonna watch so they can give that thumbs down. But the reality is,
boo this man.
Down,
you're not getting. You know, when you do the sub for sub thing, they're not subbing to you because they like your content. They're subbing to you because they want your sub, and for whatever reason, that's like a benchmark of pride. Oh man, I have 150 subs now, where my buddy over there has 250. Let me see if I can do the whole sub for something. It's not quality stuff, and I'll be honest, I don't sub to everybody. I'll check out if people will say, "Can you mind checking out my video?" I'll check out their video, and if they want critique on it about YouTube, I'll pass on the little knowledge I have and making videos or whatever. I'm happy to do that. But that doesn't mean I'm going to hit the subscribe button, because guess what? If I subscribe to 700 people, and then all of a sudden I'm going to get lost in the feed of the stuff that I want to get notified with. And I've seen it happen in the syndicate, because there's some haters in there, man. Like I think Josh Pence is in the chat. Josh Pence has gotten a lot of hate because he was a guy that came in a few months ago and he blew up in our sphere. Okay, he's still relatively small in the YouTube verse, right? Cincy, the Essos, the bigger guys in our little universe here are still small compared to YouTube and YouTube at large. Okay, but these guys, like Josh, has gotten so much hate. I've had side conversations with some people, and player, you know who you are, who are hating on him. I'm going, but and then they'll give reasons. Oh, that guy just getting subs because he knows so and so and so and so. Well, yeah, guess what? We all get our shout outs. We all get those benefits. Okay, but some people just happen to whatever it clicks. I was talking to T-Man earlier, and by the way, I'll be interviewing him this Saturday. Players, come hang out with us on my channel. And I studied up on him. I studied up on that guy.
Yeah, Brock does his homework. I will give him that.
Was like tiny. All of a sudden, boom, he hit 1,000. And then a few months later, he hit 2,000. And then he's up to where he's at right now. I think he's up to like 6,000 something. Only for everybody. I don't.
Yeah, and I think that's
people that do it for business. I'm sorry. Go ahead. You jump in. I've been talking for too long.
No, I was just going to say that that's a really good point for another kind of misunderstanding that a lot of folks have, is that there's a lot of folks that have been thinking that as soon as February 20th hits, if they haven't hit all of their thresholds, that's the end. They have no more chance to be able to monetize. And, you know, I was reading through, not so much, I mean, there were some in the syndicate, but it was more so in the YouTube general support of people. Just the comments were basically saying, well, I'm done. I'm never going to be able to hit that. And that is not true based on what their documentation says. It does indicate that at any point when your channel hits, even after February 20th of 2018, if you hit 1,000 subs, 4,000 plus hours of watch time over a period of a year, and you hit the 10,000 lifetime views, you now qualify to be able to apply for monetization. So this isn't the end of the road just because you don't hit it. Because, you know, a lot of folks, they're going to be sitting there, well, I was thinking about starting a channel. I'm going to be starting at 0. That means I'm never going to get there. Well, we all start at 0. And some of us grow faster than others. I mean, I started my channel, well, technically my channel was created in like 2006, but I didn't start posting until 2013, I think, and I didn't start doing it seriously until 2016.
Yeah.
And so it's been well over a year. I am likely to hit 1,000 subs this month. Thank you to everybody. Thank you to Josh and all of everybody. But
you're welcome.
My view time is well up there above a lot of folks, and it's not that high. I'm just above the threshold. But yeah, the sub count really isn't that important.
Right.
And it's not the end of the world.
Well, I want people to understand. I want people to understand. And I think everybody needs to understand that part. I mean, all of us are trying to drill this home. And you know what? In today's society, and it started with social media, it was a huge, big thing. I don't know if you guys remember, but we had this thing called MySpace, right? And when you had MySpace, right, that was the beginning of the bulk people trying to come to your page. You would discuss with your friends how many people are following you on MySpace. Who do you have in your top 10? You know, if you didn't have your wife or your mom in your top 10, they would take an offense to it, so on and so forth. But I said that to say this. When MySpace started, that's what started the whole counting of numbers and how many people you have. Facebook came, and then you can also see how many people, right, follow you on Facebook, right? And then I believe next was Instagram. Instagram came, and then it was like, oh, I got to get my followers up on Instagram, so on and so forth. Now, I'm just going to take those three because those are the three juggernauts, right? As far as this whole millennial type of following scheme. YouTube works different. YouTube is about views. A person can literally have 300 subscribers, but have 2,000 views on every video. Guess what? You, sir, you, ma'am, will get paid handsomely, or I'm not going to say handsomely. You're going to get paid a pretty decent amount of money. And we're going to use another example. A person that has 30,000 subs, but only has 500 views to 300 views on a video, they not getting paid jack. Then you're making more than them at daggone 300 subs than that person that has 30,000 subs. And people need to understand that.
Yeah, and what's weird with that statistic, I think that's going to be an outlier. And I can think of someone in our group that has that many subs but doesn't get that many views, and that's kind of a strange thing, because statistics, at least from what I've read, and this is YouTube stuff, I didn't make the statistics myself, that your subscribers will watch your content 2 to 1 over the people that aren't subscribed. So I think that's why YouTube pushes, at least I think they're pushing the 1,000 subscriber, because it kind of should go hand in hand. 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 hours of view time. And if you're going to use my channel for an example, I'm almost there. So by the time I hit 1,000 subscribers, I should probably have close to 4,000 hours of view time. Whereas someone who has 20,000 plus subscribers and is only getting like 200 to 300 views per video, which is what I'm getting, unless something gets popular in my channel. There's something going on there, and I can only conjecture what happened in that channel. Maybe they gave it up for a while, and those subscribers just happen to stay there to stay there. I don't know if there's a statistic that says subs, they're unlikely to unsub. Again, they just won't watch your stuff, which is why, again, I have the issue with this whole sub for sub thing, because they're not really interested players. They're not interested in your content.
People unsubscribe, Brock. They unsubscribe. I do it. Look, if you're putting out content and it's not making me happy, look, if I got over 300, if I'm looking down my list and I got over 300 and I notice that you're not active, guess what? I'm just like, yo, bro, if you're not active, then I got to swipe you to the left, because there's a lot of up and coming YouTubers and there's a lot of people that deserve these views. And I'm not just going to have you on my list just to have you on my list. You know what I'm saying? If what you're bringing, or you're not bringing it as often as a Brock, or as often as a Tech Chucker, or as you know what I'm saying, or as often as a Nate Simmons, I'm sorry.
The other piece,
I got to swipe to the left.
Before you say that, can I just interject real quick? I have to go, player.
Yep.
I have that prior engagement. It was great talking to both of you. I wish I could stay the whole time. Guys in the chat, peace out, and I'll catch you guys on a different time.
I appreciate it, Brock.
All right, Brock. Take care, brother.
Yes, sir. Bye, guys. I'll catch the end when I come home.
All right, thank you. Man. All right, so George, we're gonna wrap this up in just a couple of minutes. Also, but one other point that I kind of wanted to make that was kind of being made there really is that for a channel to be able to grow and grow faster, it's understanding the way that the algorithms do work, not just for monetization. We're not talking monetization really right now for this topic. Now it's more, how do you get your channel to grow? And you were hitting on it a lot with a regular upload on your channel is very, very important. And not only that, so let's say, three uploads a week. It doesn't always have to be that way. I mean, there's some outlier channels that can thrive on one upload a month, one upload a week. But most channels that are really just gonna kind of, have to work at growing, it's getting regular uploads a couple times a week. And then they also take into account comments. So the more interaction you can get with your viewers through comments and likes, a comment is probably going to be weighed a lot heavier in the algorithms than even a like. And that's weighed well more than just a view, and weighed more than a subscription. And all of that drives whether or not you show up in people's search results. When you go and type in Marvel Legends action figure review, that's why certain people like Shartimus Prime or whatever are showing up at the top. It's because they got regular content showing up every single week. They're consistent with it, and they've been doing it for years. And that's how you grow it. And that's basically how I've managed to, even get to where I'm at with getting, the small number of subscriptions that I have and the small number of views that I have.
Let me share something. It's what Shartimus is doing. Shartimus is doing something right. And I know Shartimus has a lot of hate, and it's expected. When you have the type of notoriety that Shartimus Prime does, you're gonna get hate. So that's expected. But everybody need to understand that Shartimus is doing things right. We may not agree with about everything that Shartimus, the way he does it, right? But he's been doing YouTube for a very long time. And I've noticed myself, when I Google action figures. Sometimes I don't use YouTube. Sometimes I like to Google action figures just to see a still picture of it and to save it into my phone, so on and so forth. When I Google certain action figures, Shartimus Prime videos pop up. He has reviewed that action figure.
Yep.
Like, he is the most Googled person. Not person. He shows up most on my Google search more than any other YouTuber. Anthony's Custom shows up, but not as much as Shartimus.
Yeah.
I don't care what I type in for an action figure. I type it in, Shart is there. I'm just like, damn.
Yeah.
So I think that's really cool, man.
So there was Bibby had a really good question that I kind of wanted to touch on real quick here. He asked if there's going to be, you know, if you lose the monetization, are there features that you're going to lose because of that? I found, and this isn't the best screen, but it's just my screenshot screen. But this is basically what YouTube's site says for those that are going, what they're going to lose. And one of those
Can you blow that up, Matt? Because it's really small.
Yeah. Whoa, that was too much. Okay, how's that? And let's center it a little bit better. There we go. Is that a little better?
What does everybody in the comments say? Because mine's is frozen.
Yours is frozen. Well, let me see what others are saying. Oops, that's not the right screen.
Folks in the comments, I can't see the comments, but oh yeah, I can see it now. I can see it better now. I got to get a little bit closer though.
So basically, what they're saying is you might lose the custom URL capability, but it still says to create a custom URL, you have to have 100 or more subscribers, be at least 30 days old, have uploaded photo as channel icon, custom thumbnails. You don't need to be a part of that to use that. Just need to have a verified account. Scheduling uploads. The new criteria does not affect scheduling. Live streaming does not affect live streaming. End cards, everybody can do that. So I don't really know why they worded it as what are you going to lose? Because this entire thing is saying that you're not going to lose these features.
Right.
So it doesn't sound like you're going to lose much of any features. So I guess I would say not too concerned about that. The other piece that I had heard someone talking about was whether or not you'd still get YouTube Red revenue, whether you're monetized or not. And that one I haven't actually seen anything on YouTube Red revenue, so I can't answer that, but I saw that question somewhere. It wasn't in this chat, but it was somewhere else.
Right.
But so if there are any other questions, I kind of want to throw it out for some questions now to make sure, since I said it was a Q&A, and we're
let's do it
really up on time. See, it doesn't hurt when a viewer only watches part of your video, so it doesn't benefit you to keep it short. Okay, so this is a good question, actually, and maybe I'll paraphrase it a little bit differently. So Paul McGrath is asking if it hurts when a viewer only watches part of your video, doesn't it benefit to keep the video short? So that's one of the things that I have struggled with, and I try to do, is to keep my videos, well, I know this isn't maybe the wrong person to be talking to, George, but but certain content creators and the majority of us, yes, we need to keep our content short because people's attention span is very, very short. The average view time of all of my videos is around 3 to 3.5 minutes, and that's not far off from essentially what the general populace of YouTube is. People's attention span is 3 to 5 minutes. If you can hit somebody with a 10-minute video and they watch the entire thing, that's awesome. And we've hit on this a little bit where, like, I subscribe to a boatload of channels. I can't watch everybody's content. And so I'll even skip through parts of it to make sure that, because if I watch a video, I want to make sure that I leave a comment, because I know that leaving a comment is important. But there's no way that I can watch everybody's channel and everybody's videos that I really, really want to. So I essentially summarize it as best I can to try and get the gist of it. And so when I'm making my videos, I've been trying to cut out a lot of my repetition. But there's videos like yours, George, that I'll sit down and I'll watch the whole thing, and I'll realize, oh, I watched the entire thing, and because I'm watching it at work, I might have missed part of it. I'll go back to your videos because you entertain me. And that's the thing, right, is for someone like myself, I'm not necessarily as naturally entertaining. I know, surprise.
Yes,
but
you are.
For some
Yes,
folks, some folks, it's just that charisma. And that's the thing that I think you've got, George, is the charisma that you can do a 40-minute video and I'm going to watch it. If I did a 40-minute video, I wouldn't watch my own video.
But at the same time, Matt, you got to understand the frequency that I upload once a week. So if someone will times a week, that's going to equal up to a little bit over an hour, right? Yeah. So I'm giving you like 40 minutes once a week. That's it. You're not going to see plastic to the following week. You know what I mean? So in that aspect, that's why I have long videos, because my time with my subscribers, my time with everybody that I'm sharing my video with, I want it to be special for them because it's special for me, because I'm only able to hunt or to give a review or so on and so forth once a week. You know what I mean? That's the time that I have in my life right now. That's why I'm not really that's why I said earlier that I'm not monetized for that specific reason. Like, I think it will be a little bit pointless for me to monetize my channel, and I'm only giving it once a week. You know, you gotta at least upload, 20-minute videos three times a week. I think that's cool. You know what I mean? Like, because most reviews are 10 to 15 minutes long. But I'm not necessarily a reviewer. I throw that in as a time filler for hunts, because you can't hunt all the time. Psych. I know a lot of people hunt all the time. A lot of people hunt all the time. I'm like, damn, he hunting again. Damn, another hunt.
Oh, I know.
Yesterday.
and that's the thing that I don't understand. I mean, I have a very limited budget, and so to be able to go do all these hunts, and God bless the people that are able to make that work with their budget. And it's
bless them.
To watch. It's really fun to watch. Somebody getting $500 worth of figures in one hit, and then they're back at it the next day. I want to make a note. I'm posting up a bunch of folks' channel links. I'm not gonna hit everybody that I've seen. I know that. So forgive me if I miss people, but I'm trying to post some channels in the chat here. But yeah, it's hard to come up with a good balance for how many videos you're going to do. What's your style? What are you going to be doing your videos on? Is it just hunts? Is it going to be, are you going to do reviews? Is it going to be skits? I try and throw some stop motion in from time to time.
Man, that's dope. I love those.
And I think the biggest thing to be able to grow your channel is get involved in the toy communities, whether it's the syndicate page, and now we've got multiple pages for buy, sell, trade. We've got Indie Comics. We've got there's one other. Why am I blanking on the other page?
The syndicate's buy and sell page.
Oh, there was going to be a gamer one too. I don't know if that one's gone live yet.
That haven't taken off the ground just yet. But there's like you're saying, there's a bunch, even more than the syndicate. I even advertise other pages in my description box. You got Open Box Mafia, you got MOC Thugs, you got
Renegades.
the renegades, hardcore toy collectors. I mean, it's so many pages and there's so many outlets in these toy groups. It's like, if you are a YouTuber and you feel like you're not getting the amount of subs, then you need to read the group rules in these groups. If these groups allow you to post your videos in their group, post your videos in the group. But this is what a lot of people's going wrong with this. I literally belong to over 20 toy groups on YouTube, but I manage those toy groups that I belong in, and I just don't put my videos in there. I put, you know, my ACBA in there. I put what's coming out. What I ask questions about, hey, what you guys think about this? Like, I'm really involved in 20 groups on YouTube. But most YouTubers, they only want to put their YouTube channel posts in these groups, and they expect to have all these subscribers to follow them just because they put their videos in there. No, you got to be relatable. You got to have personality as far as going along, other than just posting your videos in there. Because to people that own those pages, to people that moderate those pages, the people that belong to those pages, they're not even going to even click on your link because they know you're not active. They know you're not an active member. They know that they only see your face when it's time, YouTube time, when you want them to watch their videos. And to tell you the truth, it's not really fair. It's not really fair to those groups, because those groups were created to start a community and to share, you know, other things beside YouTube. But they allow you to put your YouTube videos in there.
Yeah, and there's a balance, a healthy balance between promoting your channel and spamming.
Exactly.
And you really touched on that, because a lot of people, and I always worry about, you know, when I post my stuff on social media, that am I overdoing it? And I think that's it's a good question to ask yourself when you are promoting your stuff. It's not to say don't do it, but just make sure that, you know, don't post it every, 5 minutes on the channel.
Right, like, or every day.
Yeah. And unless, I mean, if you have a new video every day, go ahead and post up the new video every day, but don't post the same video every day for a month. I mean, I haven't seen that happen very often, but well, I've never seen it every day. And then the other piece to it is be careful about self-promoting your own channel in someone else's video comments. 2 reasons. Number one, if you put a hyperlink in the comments of a YouTube video, you're probably going to get flagged as spam. And if you do that too many times, you might get your channel closed by YouTube. So don't do that. And that's where using other social media is probably a better method to get subs than using other people's YouTube channels to try and bring subs over to you. Maybe have, build that relationship with the content creator and get the shout out so that they can put your link in the description of their video and maybe showcase you in their videos. So that way, then it's kind of you see the relationship, and you're not just trying to hijack somebody else's channel.
I'll tell you, I'll share a little information. The way that you do it real subtly, instead of putting your link in someone's comments, what you say to that YouTube creator is, "Hey, I enjoyed your content, and I touched on the same thing in my video just last week.
Yep.
And this is how I feel about this subject." And you go on and talk about, what they talked about in their video. But when you put that word in my video or on my channel, people do scroll the comments and they do read, because I do it. I read the big timers' comments. I read your comments, Matt. I read almost everybody's comments. I scroll it, and I just, and some people, when they do that, I say, "Oh, you got a channel? Let me click your face." You know what I'm saying? And I go to their, and I click their videos. And I'm like, "Oh, this guy has pretty decent content." I actually sub to a couple of people that way. So that's a way to mask it without being obnoxious.
Yeah, and that's a good point. Is make sure that, especially as a small channel, what makes the small channels stand out from the big channels is that interaction. That the Shartimus Primes, they cannot reply to everybody's comment, but you can. If you have 10, 20 comments, you can reply to every single one of them. And if you want to keep that that engagement with people, ask questions. I try to make sure that I ask a question to make sure that there's a response back. And more often than not, I'll get some sort of a response, but not always. But a lot of the time I'll ask a question, and it helps bring more comments to the video. And really then what it is you're building a relationship with your viewers. So that when they see your video pop up in their alerts or whatever, they're going to be like, hey, that guy actually interacts with me. I'm going to go check out them because I know them a little bit more than, the Shartimuses, who, I mean, honestly, I don't know how he keeps up with all of that. Whether you like him or not, there's no way that he can keep up with all the comments, and you can't really expect him to.
No, you can't. You can't get mad. He'll pick certain ones that he chooses to answer, and to be honest, I can't be mad at that dude neither. I forget how many subscribers he got. I think he got like 300,000 subscribers, and he gets like 20,000 to 30,000 views sometimes. So just imagine if just half of that. So let's just say he gets 100 comments. Even 100 comments is hard to get to. So for him, he has to pick and choose the comments that are in question form. Vice versa, the comments that are just like, nice video, Shart, or yo, I really enjoyed it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So if you putting it in question form, when you got that many comments, I think it's better to answer the questions than to respond to every single nice video or good job or that was nice. You know what I'm saying? That makes more sense.
Yeah. So we got a question from Christopher, 1993. I'm guessing that might be when you were born. So it is asking, does this also restrict the length of videos for channels not in the new program after February 20th? I haven't seen anything that indicates that your video length is going to be restricted. Now, there are video length limits to like live streaming, and that's 8 hours, I believe. So, George, you should try doing an 8-hour live stream.
You crazy right now.
I'd watch it. I mean, I'd step away from time to time, but I'd watch it. I'd watch that.
You are, man. I will be so dehydrated after that 8-hour live stream. It'll be a skeleton, like I'll have to prop myself up.
you'll have the family just, patting you down and bringing you drinks. You'll be like, bring another. I need another apple juice.
You know what'll be dope? It'll be dope to see somebody do that and to make it into the Guinness World Record books for that. Because I don't think that's been done. I don't think anyone's ever live streamed on YouTube for 8 hours continuously.
I actually watched. It was a political channel that did do an 8-hour live stream. Yeah. I think it, and there's other things like I've seen weird doggy cam and cat cam live streams where they just put a webcam watching their cat. And apparently, I mean,
other people want to watch other people's pets.
Well, and people will set it up so that their pet can watch someone else's pet.
Them?
Yeah, because people think that their pet is lonely or something. And, I'm not kidding there.
This world is hella funny.
And it's odd. But it's fun. So I do want to make sure I note. So there's, and it's kind of funny because I mean the majority of the folks that are in the comments, I think we all know each other. So I'm posting a lot of links to people's channels. And this is not saying that you absolutely have to subscribe to anybody's channel, but everybody that I have posted, I watch. I try to watch as often as possible. And so I vouch for all of them because they have great content. That sounded weird. Put in some better wording than what I just did. But you know, and that's the biggest thing.
It came off real to me, man. Like what you did was you put the guy's link that you rock with. So if you rock with them, Matt, yeah, everybody else should rock with them too. You should at least check them out. That's what I say. I don't know what links you put in there, but I'm quite sure they're quality people because some of the same people you watch, I watch as well. Yeah, so even without seeing what you put in there, I vouch for those people.
Yes. Yes. Well, you know, we got like Sandman PR Vlogs. He's been watching my channel. I watch his channel. Nathan Simmons, Foxy, For Real, Josh Pence. And actually, I need to put in Brock's channel link as well because I missed it. Brock,
you did that in the very beginning, I believe.
Did I? But T-Man, I can't remember if I linked to him. I mean, if you're subbed to me and you're not subbed to T-Man, I don't know how that math works, because he's got like over 6,000, but he still needs some more love. So yeah, just go check out everybody's channel, and comment on their stuff. And if you want to grow your channel, commenting on other content creators' channels.
I gotta notice True Star Streamer started following me on Instagram. Shout out to True Star Streamer. True Star Streamer's following me on Instagram. That's what's up.
He's gonna give T-Man a run for his money on the Transformers reviews.
Woo, man, them bots, man. Those bot guys are very serious. That's a serious community. Like, I understand that we're in the toy community, but the bot community you can almost put them in a separate bucket. Like, those guys are no nonsense guys. They are serious about
they're intimidating.
Bots.
They're
like, hey, what you know about Optimus Prime and how he was on ultra mode. I'm just like, oh snap, what is he talking about?
Well, yeah, and then the second party, third party, I don't know, party line. What are we talking about?
That's the second party what you're talking about. We need to be talking about the first party. It's like, what? Hold up, who's having a party? I didn't get no barbecue invitation.
Yeah, that's way out of my league, and it's been such a long time since I've watched anything Transformers. I mean, it's ages, and even when I did watch it, it wasn't very much. Not that I didn't like it, but you know, just my childhood was not as fun as I would have liked. Not that I had a good childhood, but it was filled with work. I lived on a farm, and
on a farm, there it is.
All of my free time was spent in the muck and mud and just, you know, backbreaking garbage work that made me the awesome specimen that I am today. Hard
work, man. Hard work. Anybody got any other questions for us though before we disappear? About YouTube, about anything?
Crickets. We've answered we've answered every single question that now they can all go and live their lives happily.
Nice. Until I gotta cook some pork chops.
Yeah, I gotta go reboot the servers. So okay, that's a good segue into shutting this thing down.
Absolutely.
And I think I've said segue about 1,000 times. So I thank everybody for joining me tonight. George, Plastic Addict, Brock, Life with Brock. Go check out their channels. I will make sure that it is in the description below if you missed theirs. Thank you, everybody, for bearing with this first long-form version of a live stream on my channel. I really, really appreciate it. And I appreciate all of your support. And I hope that I can give everybody else a little bit of support and get you up to those thresholds. Remember, it's 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 watch hours in 12 months, and 10,000 lifetime views to remain monetized or to be qualified for monetization on your channel. And with that,
absolutely,
we're going to cut this thing off. Shut her
down. Have a good one, guys. Have a good one.
Have a good one, guys.
Be patient with yourself. Be patient with your huts. Whatever you do, if you're patient enough, even the egg grow legs. I had to put that in there, Matt.
Yes. All right. Good night, George.
Have a good one, Matt. I'll holler at you later, brother.
All right. Sounds good.